Hello children, good morning. Today in ninth standard biology, we'll continue with the topic diversity in living organisms. In the previous session, we had talked about the classification in the terms of the different classification of organisms like kingdom, now, we had also talked about the evolution, the different personalities who had worked behind the theory of evolution, and about Charles Darwin, and we even talked about taxonomy and discussed about the classification that is made according to the taxonomy. We also discussed about the nomenclature according to the theory of taxonomy. Now, today we'll talk about Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification. Whittaker had classified organisms into 5 kingdoms. This includes Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. Now, these terms are quite new for you, so I would like you to read the lesson once so that you get a better understanding about the classification. Here you can see the basic classification, how these organisms are widely classified and they are branched, and there is a connection between each of them. Now, here is a table which shows the characteristics of all these organisms according to the classification. When we talk about the kingdom Monera, so these type of organisms, they are prokaryotic. Just now we are talking about the cell type. So when we compare the cell type of all these organisms, the Protista and fungi are eukaryotic. Even the plantae and animal are eukaryotic. So when we talk about the cell type, except the Monera, all the organisms are eukaryotic type of organisms. When we talk about the cell organization, then Monera and Protista are unicellular, whereas the other 3 are multicellular organisms. When we talk about the cell wall, then in Monera, the cell wall is present in most of them. When we talk about the Protista, they are present in some, the cell wall is present in some and it is absent in others. When we talk about the fungi and plantae, the cell wall is present in them, and in Animalia kingdom, the cell wall is absent. So this is all about its basic information. Now let us take some examples and talk about the kingdom Monera. Here you can see the figures. You have already learned about these organisms, only we are going to put it in a particular format and in a particular column in order to understand that those organisms belong to which kingdom. You have learned about this unicellular organisms. You have learned about bacteria. Bacteria are of many types. Here you can see some examples: Coccus, Coccobacillus and Spirillum, Vibrio, Bacillus and Spirochete. So here are some examples of the organisms that belong to the kingdom Monera. Now let's talk more about it to get better understanding about it. These organisms do not have a definite nucleus or organelles and are unicellular. cell walls present in some organisms of this group. Nutrition for these organisms is autotrophic or heterotrophic. Now you have already learned about autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Auto means self, trophic means to make. So the organisms that make their own food or they do not have to depend on others for their food are termed as autotrophic. But there are certain Monera which do not make their own food and they have to depend on other organisms, and thus the mode of nutrition is both autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. Here the examples of Monera are bacteria and blue-green algae. Here you can see the figure of bacteria and blue-green algae. When we talk about the Protista, they are unicellular eukaryotic organisms. They move by a hair-like cilia. Locomotion, their mode of movement. Locomotion means movement. So they move by hair-like cilia or whip-like flagella for moving around in some members. So if they want to move, then they use the cilia or flagella. The mode of nutrition is autotrophic or heterotrophic. The examples of Protista are algae, protozoans like Plasmodium and Antiamoeba. Here you can see the figure, and here you can see these organisms. These are the examples of these organisms. Okay, dear children, let us now talk about fungi. Heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. Fungi are heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. Their mode of nutrition is saprophytic because they use decaying organic materials as food. Lichens. Some fungi live in a symbiotic relationships with cyanobacteria. Now these all things we have learned in standard 7th, 8th about all these mode of nutrition, and we know that these organisms are called lichens, and the algal part, it provides food and the fungal part provides minerals and substratum. Now you might have seen and learned about the symbiotic relationship where one organism which is lacking certain kind of nutrients, so they depend on other and the later depends on the first one for some other requirements. So such mode of nutrition is known as the symbiotic relationship. So substratum here refers to a layer that is below the surface. The term is often used in soil science and it refers to the layer that lies below the surface layer and the subsoil. तो जो लीचेन होता है, अगर उसमें जो algal part और bacterial part आता है, what happens is they depend on each other, so they acquire nutrition and they help each other in acquiring nutrition. So here you can see that soil typically has three major horizons: the surface horizon, the subsoil below, and then the substratum. So when it acquires nutrition from that part, then it is said that they are depending on each other and they are having a symbiotic relationship between each other to have their food or nutrition. Here you can see the correct or the exact figure in which you can see the mode of nutrition and how it acquires nutrition from the host. Okay, now we move on to the next classification, that is the Plantae. They are the multicellular eukaryotes with cell walls. Their mode of nutrition is autotroph as they use chlorophyll for photosynthesis. Kingdom Plantae includes all the plants. They are eukaryotic, multicellular and autotrophic organisms. The plant cell contains a rigid cell wall. Plants have chloroplast and chlorophyll pigment which is required for photosynthesis. Now this I have already discussed, but put down into the classification for your better understanding. Okay, this is the kingdom Plantae, and you can see different species of plants, and all these species, all these plants belong to the kingdom Plantae. We come to the last part of the classification, that is the Animalia. These are multicellular eukaryotes without cell walls. Their mode of nutrition is heterotrophs because they do not make their own food and they have to depend on other organisms for their food. You can see here a wide variety of animals and a wide variety of different living organisms which are very minute or very small. Here you can see a table which shows the subclassification of these organisms: Chordata, Echinodermata, Arthropoda, Nematodes or Nematoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Platyhelminthus. Then we have Cnidaria and Porifera. So this is the subclassification of the kingdom Animalia. We'll deal with this again into detail next time, but this is just the basic classification of the kingdom. Okay, now there are further levels of classification beyond kingdom. This was under the kingdom. This classification that we have learned today was below kingdom. Now beyond kingdom we have phylum, that is for animals, and division for plants. Then comes class, order, family, genus and species. In the previous section we have already discussed about these subclassifications. Now we'll move further with the other kinds of classification in the next session. I know these terms are very new for you. I would like you to refer to the video twice in order to understand it properly. And it is very necessary for you to read the lesson and go through the terms, and if at all you have any difficulty, please feel free to ask me anytime. Thank you. Have a nice day.